Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Heaven's Feel.
時間おかしいな。私そんなに長く入ってましたか。
Sakura sounds kind of hazy. Excuse me, so do I. Like she's weak or unsteady on her feet. Or like she just woke up from a nap.
さくら、もしかしてとは思うんだけど。
気持ちよかったんでちょっと寝ちゃいました。
バカ、脅かすなよ、ほんと。
I slowly sink to my
す
knees.
みません。すぐに上がりますね。
そうしてくれ。まったく、風呂で寝たりしたら風邪ひくぞ。
I sigh and lean against the wall. I feel silly for being so worried, but I'm glad she's fine. Sakura should feel better after a bath and a good night's sleep.
ゴッド
Oh no. I hear the sound of something heavy falling. It definitely came from the other side of the door.
さくら
She doesn't respond. There isn't the feeling of someone on the other side of the door like there was earlier.
入るぞ、さくら
I run into the dressing room. Sakura's lying on the ground, spiritless.
さくらさくら
I lift her limp body off the ground. She's soft under my fingers and warmer than I expected. Sakura doesn't seem conscious, but her breathing is labored. Her hands are clutched to her chest as if she's trying to pry something stuck to her skin. Pain whimpers. This isn't eye candy. The softness of her body I'm carrying and her disheveled hair. Wearing only a single shirt, this Sakura isn't the Sakura I know. See, Shirou, I know you're not trying to say she isn't eye candy, but that very description is essentially what eye candy is too. However fortunate or unfortunate you claim it to be. The shirt emphasizes her abundant chest and I can't tear my eyes away. Each heated sigh lifts her chest up and down, exposing her pearly neck. My heart almost jumps into my throat. Her distressed lips seeking oxygen make my head spin. The body I'm holding is so soft, hot, and unbelievably charming. My mind goes blank. I'm not holding a girl in my arms, but a plenty matured woman. This isn't the Sakura I know. Then, if I let the dizziness take over and hold her close...
何してんだ俺は
I shake my head. This isn't the time. Sakura's fever isn't normal. Above all, her fingers clutching painfully at her chest show that it is more than a simple anemia.
さくらおいしっかりしろさくら
I yell into her ear. The hair stuck to her cheek falls free. Sakura slowly blinks her eyes open and looks up at me.
先輩どうしているんですか。
バカどうしてじゃないだろう熱があるんならあるって言え
熱って私ですか。
お前以外に誰がいるいいから自分でおでこを触ってみろすごく熱いぞ
けどそんなに熱くないですよ私。
Sakura murmurs dreamily. Maybe she's still half asleep.
いいからおとなしくしてろすぐにベッドに連れてくから
先輩どうしたんですか。
部屋まで連れてく言っとくけど暴れるなよ俺だってこれ以上は自信がない
Hold what exactly, Shirou? I go into the hallway carrying Sakura.
先輩私抱っこされてますか。
Sakura wraps her arms tightly around my neck in surprise. Her chest is incredibly bouncy and touching me, but I'm going to ignore that right now. Yes, Shirou, priorities, come on. Speed is of the essence. Before my sanity gives out, I need to carry Sakura to the guest room as fast as I can.
熱は37度ちょいか。なんだ、思ったより低かったな。
I shake the thermometer and look at Sakura, who's lying in the bed.
すみません。なんか緊張してお風呂に入ったらのぼせたみたいです。
Sakura guiltily hides her face under the covers.
まあ、引いちまったもんは仕方がない。この程度の風邪なら薬飲んで一晩寝てれば治るから、今夜はおとなしくしていること。椅子の上に水を置いておくから、できるだけ離れからは出ないようにな。外に出ると体を冷やすから。
Just in case, I put on another blanket over her and turn up the lights.
じゃあな、明日の朝起こしに来るから、それまでゆっくりしてろ。
I give Sakura an affectionate pat on the head and make for the door. But then, something tugs on me from behind. When I turn to look, there's something clutching my shirt sleeve.
さくら？すまん。握られてると出られないんだが。
Sakura withdraws her hand in surprise, as if she just noticed.
すみません先輩。私熱でぼーっとしちゃってて、それで。
Sakura jumps out of bed and frantically apologizes. I can tell how red her face is even with the lights off.
さくら、もしかして怖いのか？
はい。知らないところで一人で眠るのは怖くて。
I can't see Sakura's expression. Her long hair hides her face. But from the side, her profile reminds me of the withdrawn girl I first met years ago.
そっか。初めて使う部屋で風邪っ引きってのも不安だよな。
I sit down in the bed. Then, I lie down on my back. I can't quite bring myself to face Sakura while doing it, but this is good enough.
先輩。
もうちょいここにいる。しばらくすればさくらも部屋になれるだろうし、さくらが寝ついたら出ていくよ。正直言うと、さくらが無理しないか心配だしな。あと30分は監視してるから、おとなしく横になってろ。
I gesture to her spot on the bed without facing her.
はい。それじゃあもうちょっとだけお付き合いくださいね、先輩。
A soft breeze caresses my cheek. It must be the air displaced by Sakura pulling the covers back on. I consider this a small price to pay for her peace of mind. It doesn't even begin to cover the interest in the debt I owe her for helping me so much. In the dark, all one can hear is the ticking of the clock. Whether it's because my back is to her, or because her profile is still in my mind. The feelings I had when I carried her earlier fade, and I quietly stare at the clock. The rest of the time passes in silence, and anyone would guess that we'd both fallen asleep.
先輩。起きてます？
I hear a gentle voice in the darkness. I murmur an affirmative. Sakura takes a quiet breath and continues.
はい。今日はありがとうございました。
Man, if that doesn't melt your heart, whew. And then she drifts off to sleep. I like how Shirou was so quick to leave the moment she closes her eyes and she's out like a light. And he's out that fast. They like to go out in the house. It's past 11 p.m. and the town is fast asleep.
では竜道寺にマスターがいると。
遠坂の話じゃな。厄介な相手だから手は出すなと言ってたけど、町の昏睡事件はそいつの仕業らしい。その真偽は定かじゃないけど、どっちみち確かめなくちゃいけないだろう。
So that means we're gonna check it out, huh?
そうですね。確かに竜道寺に至る霊脈に作為的なものを感じます。あの山にマスターがいることに間違いはないでしょう。
どうしたセイバー、乗り気じゃないのか？昨日に比べてどこか覇気がないけど。
はい。あの山はサーバントにとって鬼門です。軽はずみな進行は避けたい。
じゃあ今夜は巡回にとどめて、 竜道寺はもう少し情報を得てから探りを入れるか。確かに相手がどのサーバントのマスターかも知らないうちに攻め込むのは無謀だし。
いいえ、その必要はありません。竜道寺に今日構えるようなマスターならば、おいそれと正体を明かさないでしょう。早々に決着をつけるのならば、正面から力で打ち破るのみです。
If Saber says so, then we probably have a chance of victory. I'd also like to stop the Master from putting any more townspeople into comas as soon as possible.
よし、竜道寺に行こう。
Alright then, off we go.
けどセイバー、今回の目的はあくまで調査だからな。相手のマスターの正体とどのサーバントを連れているかが分かったら一旦引こう。情けないが俺にはセイバーの援護ができない。その分慎重に行きたいんだ。
I can't let Saber get hurt like that time with Berserker. But since I can't help her in a fight, I have to protect her a different way.
わかりました。最終的な判断はシローに委ねます。戦闘か退却かはあなたが決めてください。
それはそれで嬉しいんだが怖いな。万一倒せる相手が出てきても臆病風に吹かれて逃げ出しかねないぞ俺。
なるほど、そういった場合も考えられますね。シローは戦闘経験が少ないですから。
ああ、そればっかりは事実だからな。自分から地雷原に突っ込むような真似は避けたいし、そういう時は注意してくれると助かる。
はい。ではシローが判断を誤った時は私から忠告を。もちろんそれではシローのためになりませんから、シローの判断が間違えていた場合、何らかのペナルティを負ってもらうことにしましょうか。
何らかのペナルティって具体的に言うとどんなさ。
さあ、それを口にしてはつまらない。数少ない楽しみですから、私だけの秘密としましょう。
Now, Cunning Saber is a saber I'm very unaccustomed to, but I like it. Ugh, Saber seems to be making a joke. Maybe it's Fujine's influence. I sure hope it's a joke anyway.
しかしシロー、私たちはともかくさくらは大丈夫なのですか？
ああ、俺もそう思ったんだけど、熱を測ってみたら大したことなかった。とりあえず一晩ゆっくり休んでもらって様子を見る。
そうですか。では迷いなく戦いに赴けますね。
I nod and look out towards the guest house. Sakura's room is on the second floor of the building. We need to leave and return to the house without her noticing.
行くぞセイバー。ここからはマスターとしての時間だ。他のことは考えない。
I leave the house with Saber. The moon is high in the sky and the darkness feels dense somehow. Up above, the clouds move quickly, perhaps due to the wind. Under the pale moonlight, peeking and disappearing beneath the clouds, we beat a swift pace to enemy territory. A high-pitched noise fills the air. A white blade clatters to the ground, scattering motes of light all around as it reflects the brilliant moonlight. Sticky blood coats his lips. A man falls to his knees on the stone steps, bidding farewell to his long sword as it sinks into the darkness. Ah, so this assassin dies here. He will never pick up that sword again. His coat is stained in blood, its newly dyed threads making it resemble a gallant crimson flower.
なんとよもやダカツマカツの類とは。
The man's lips seemed like white bone in contrast to the flesh blood spilling from his belly. The vital tremble of life has already left his throat. Sasaki Kojiro's innards are already functioning as something else. The mountain gate is quiet. Neither the servant guarding it, nor the newly appeared shadow make a move. The battle is already over. Whoever just swiftly ascended the stone steps defeated assassin. There was no time to cross blades or even acknowledge the enemy. Whatever it was a different dimension altogether. The gatekeeper's body tears. His torso is ripped apart without a weapon. An assassin cannot even end his own life. It walks, steadily, surely. The shadow lovingly, or perhaps disdainfully, strokes the cheek of the servant called Assassin. Oh, damn, oh my god. A spidery ghoulish arm erupts from his shredded torso. Bones entangle. Meat tears. He feels the organs and entrails that once belonged to him morph into something else. He fights the surge of blood that threatens to burst forth. The swordsman swallows it down, a genial grin playing across his lips.
よかろう。好きにするがいい。所詮は我が腹より吐いてるもの。ろくな少年ではなかろうよ。
Eaten from within and deprived of a merciful death, he smiles. It is a valiant gesture. His lurid grin is even more fearsome than the birth of the abomination within him. And so it is summoned. The thing born from the blood and entrails of a false servant is unmistakably an assassin. You sound weird, dude. Its birthing cries resembled the chitter of insects. The insect that emerges from the swordsman's body greedily devours its womb. It cackles as it carves, chortles as it chews. With each bite of flesh, the dark insect becomes increasingly man-shaped, its unformed brain gaining human knowledge. The feast continues for half an hour. The new assassin studiously slurps up every last drop of blood, celebrating its birth on now spotless stone steps. Its only witnesses are the chorally chittering swarms of insects in the brush and the bright, voluminous moon. The shrill birthing cries fade. It is an ill moon. The white skull sneers at the scorched black night. And so we lose Sasaki Kojiro, one of the best assassins. I walk up the stone steps. Saber is already armed. Both of us are tense, expecting an enemy to attack at any moment. The stairway up to the mountain gate is long, and the breeze is pleasantly warm despite us being in the hills. According to Saber, this mountain has a barrier that repels servants. If they attempt to approach Ryoto Temple by any other path besides the gate, the barrier hurts them and reduces their magical energy. Therefore, the only way into Ryoto Temple is upstairs.
てっきり待ち伏せてると思ったんだが、サーバントの気配しないよな、セイバ
ありません。この石段には私以外のサーバントは。
Suddenly, Saber halts and looks
ー。
down.
セイバー、なんかあったのか。
I'm guessing blood?
いいえ、私の気のせいでしょう。刀らしきものが見えた気がしましたが、そのようなものはどこにもない。この山門に守り手はいません。境内に向かいましょう。
Saber ascends the stone steps quickly. After a moment's confusion, I run after her. Inside, it's silent. The wind is strong. The shadows deep. It's terribly dark even though the moon is out. I look up. The moon's out our night. It glows brightly, illuminating the unlit temple grounds. Despite that, the area is engulfed in shadow.
セイバー。
ええ、様子がおかしい。ここまで踏み込んで反応がないなどありえません。それに、これは静かすぎる。
中を調べよう。竜道寺は50人近い大所帯なんだ。こんなに静かなんてことがあるもんか。
I entered the temple with Saber. There's nobody around. After making sure the grounds are unoccupied, Saber and I head deeper into the buildings. Oh no. Like a horror movie. Everybody inside is asleep. They show no signs of waking. They don't react even when I touch or pick them up. Every single one of the 50 or so monks is in a coma. All of them lie in a pleasant dreamlike sleep, breathing steadily. course, one of my classmates is among them. Issei Ryodo is asleep. I've only seen him so relaxed on a handful of occasions in the privacy of the student council office. We move quickly through the wood-floored hallways. Saber senses something. She directs us towards the inner main shrine. The master behind this disaster must be lurking in the heart of the temple. We step into the main shrine. Ah, more blood. Suddenly my eyes are greeted by scarlet blood all over the floor. The center of the shrine is drenched in red. There's a man on the floor. There's a pool of red spreading out from him. Maybe he was stabbed through the chest. The wound is fatal. He's lost too much blood. He's already dead. He looks familiar, and he must be the master of the thing standing outside it. The servant stands there, staring down her master's lifeless corpse. I'm assailed by a headache and an alarming unease. It isn't the gruesome scene that terrifies me, but... that thing. That dagger is something bad. Saber doesn't seem to sense it, but somehow I can tell the power in that dagger is nothing good.
Caster!
Saber stands ready to fight. Caster, the purple-robed servant, doesn't react. Is it because we're caught her by surprise, or because she was caught red-handed? Saber slightly crouches, ready to attack Caster in a breath.
ダメだ待てセイバー
シロ、なぜ止めるのです？今置いてキャスターを撃つ機会は。
そうじゃない。あの担当には触れるな。あれは魔術破りだ。もしかするとマスターとサーバントの契約だって立つかもしれない。
ではキャスターは自らのマスターを。
We don't know for sure if she killed her master, but it's clear to me that the dagger in her hand has an incomparable ability to dispel magical
キャ
effects.
スター、貴様、主に手をかけたな。
Saber advances angrily. Caster turns to look at us. Her lifeless demeanor makes her look more with wrath than heroic spirit. The sword flashes through the air. Saber's sword splits Caster's robe, shredding her clothes as she evades by bouncing backwards.
セイそうとどめを刺しに来たというわけね。誰の筋書きだか知らないけど周到なこと。
黙れ。主を裏切った者の言葉など聞きたくもない。自らの行いを恥じ、ここで裁かれるがいい。
私がマスターを殺した。宗一郎様を私が。それは愉快ね。ええ、こんなことになるのなら本当にそうしてしまえばよかった。
She coughs blood as she laughs. The black-clad mage conceals the strange dagger under her robe and thrusts a hand at Saber.
目障りをセイバー。主もろとも消え去りなさい。
There's nothing else to say. Watching Caster keenly, Saber swings her sword without hesitation. That had to be the fastest we ever dealt with Caster outside of Saber's first route. Their clash couldn't even be called a fight. Caster may have outstanding magecraft, but it was completely ineffective against Saber's high magic resistance. Saber shrugged off Caster's barrage of spells and cut her down in a single blow.
キャスターは倒しました。マスター、指示を。
ああ、そうだな。これ以上ここにいても何もできない。病院の前に 琴峰に連絡して後を任そう。昏睡してる人たちはそれで助けられるはずだ。
But there's no saving the dead man in front of us. Caster disappeared, leaving her master's body behind. His death will be buried in darkness. Tonight, he took his last breath, and one day, he will disappear from people's memories, his final fate unknown.
シロ、
分かってる。マスターはあと4人もいるんだ。立ち止まっている余裕はない。
賢明です。気持ちはわかりますが、干渉は押しとどめてください。
Saber turns her back on the shrine. I'll at least burn the sight of the fallen corpse into my memory before I follow her. Wait, what was that?
シロ、どうしたのです？
いや、今なんか視線を感じたっていうか、誰かに見られてる気がしたっていうか。セイバーは感じなかったか？
いいえ、何も感じませんでした。この周囲に人がいないことは確認したはずです。シロの気のせいではないですか？
そうかな。セイバーがそう言うなら間違いないか。うん、きっと俺の勘違いだ。
では急ぎましょう。キャスターが倒れた今、昏睡していた人々も目を覚まします。私たちの姿を見られたら面倒だ。
She's right. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but this should put an end to the comas happening all over the city. I can chalk that up as a win at least.
分かった。すぐに山を降りて琴峰に連絡。あとは家に戻って今夜は休もう。
Saber nods in satisfaction and leaves the shrine. I ignore the nagging tingling from behind me and follow Saber. All that remains in the shrine are the quiet and the body of the former master. The lead actor exits the stage, leaving only a wordless corpse, and something consumes it. It leaves no body. The wooden floor becomes a bottomless swamp, its crimson mass spreading out to consume the man's unmoving body. It takes not only the man, but the thing he used to command. The soul modeled after the servant caster falls to the black shadow. That is not how things should be. When a servant loses and disappears, it goes back to the Holy Grail. Something which violates this rule is subject to inevitable decay, no matter how powerful it is. It cries without sound. In anguish, it bubbles and churns until it finally devours the first person. It shuffles forward like waves lapping on the shore. It has no voice to scream, so it expresses pain within its entire body. God, if you would have told me in the past that the third route would come off like a freaking horror movie, I don't know if I'd be able to take it. It has no words, no emotions. From the beginning, it was never equipped with such functions. And yet, it grieves. It laments its very being, like something that has become aware of its own existence for the first time. End of that day? End of that night? Not yet. The clock strikes 2. A round trip to and from Ryodo Temple took its toll on me, in spite of my daily training.
そうだ。セイバー、先に部屋に戻っていてくれ。
どこに行くのです、シロ。今夜はもう休むのではないのですか？
ちょっとな。すぐに戻るから心配すんな。俺だって疲れてるし、早く休みたい。
なるほど。さくらの容体が気になるのですね。
水を変えないとまずいだろ。セイバーこそちゃんと隣の部屋で寝てくれよ。襖も閉めてちゃんとしてないとダメなんだからな。
ああ、そうでしたね。 同室でないのは不都合ですが、シロウが強情を張るのではやむを得ません。言われた通り隣の部屋で待機しましょう。